How to detect if you're being followed right now. Foot surveillance, vehicle tails, Pro TSCM countermeasures. I've got 50 plus years in real world secrets. Listen up, folks. This could save your life today. Your gut is screaming something's off. That car behind you, that stranger on the sidewalk, that weird click on your phone line. Is it paranoia or are you under surveillance? I'm Phil Little, President and CEO of West Coast Detectors International, carrying forward a 104-year-old legacy of stopping threats cold. With over 50 years in military, law enforcement, intelligence, and high-stakes global private investigation, I've lived these moments where seconds count. Today, we're going full throttle on how to detect when you or your client are under surveillance. Vehicle tails, foot surveillance by pros, and the hidden technical monsters that most people never see coming. This isn't movie fantasy. These are battle-tasted tactics from thousands of real assignments. Buckle up, stay sharp, let's roll. Before we dive into this episode, would you help me by liking, sharing, and subscribing? And you know the drill. Hit that notification bell for future posts. Thank you. That would help me a lot. Vehicle surveillance, quick and deadly. We've covered the classics before, but let's hammer them home because they work. The 3 right turns. Hammer 3 quick right turns and loop back to your route. Same vehicle still there? You've got a tail. Another easy one, the curb pullover. Yank over fast. Watch that rear view mirror. If they brake hard or match you, game on. These save lives in the field, but the vehicle is the easy one. Let's get into the real challenge. Foot surveillance, the ghost game. Professional foot surveillance is nothing like the movies. These operators are ghosts. They work in teams, blend perfectly, and use every trick in the book. One man or woman is rare. Pros use 2, 3, or more with coordinated handoff. Here's how the bad guys do it. One technique, the elastic band. They stay just the right distance. Not too close, not too far. Consistently adjusting to the crowd, using reflections in windows, peripheral vision, and never staring directly. And then there's the leapfrog and parallel deal. One team member walks ahead, another behind, another on a parallel street or across the street, walking in the same direction. They rotate positions so you never see the same face twice. And then, what are some of the props and blendings? Business suits, shopping bags, hearse mats, dog walkers, whatever makes them invisible in that environment. They got hands-free comms that keeps the team synced. How you detect it. Real tactics that work. Sudden stops and turns. Stop abruptly at a door, or window, or cafe. Use reflections to scan behind you. If someone freezes, ducks into a doorway, or suddenly checks their phone, red flag. And then there's the choke points. Force them through narrow spots. Escalators, elevators, subway turns, or alleys with limited exits. Watch who hesitates or rushes unnaturally. And then there's a route change. Double back, enter a building and exit a different door. Hop on and off public transport quickly. consistent sightings of the same random person in different spots, you're being followed. Behavioral baseline. Note people who don't belong. Wrong clothing for the area. Trying too hard to avoid eye contact. Or mirroring your pace exactly. And then watch for teams. Watch for people communicating subtly. Quick glances, touching earpieces, or coordinating movements without talking. I've seen teams of 3+ operators in urban jungles from the Middle East to LA streets. It takes practice, but training your awareness turns you from prey into the hunter. Let me give you a tip from the field. If you suspect foot surveillance, don't panic and run. Act normal. Document it if possible with video if that's safe. Create a separation, and then, as soon as possible, call in the professionals. And then we look at technical countermeasures, the invisible war. This is where modern threats hide in plain sight. Bugs, hidden cameras, GPS traffics, phone intercepts, cheap and deadly effective. Some common threats. Tiny RF transmitters and smoke detectors, power outlets or clocks, or any other kind of book or item that you can think about, there's cameras been put in them. And these hidden cameras and everyday objects in the room. Could be something on a bookshelf. GPS trackers on vehicles. Audio recorders and wiretaps on phone lines. Even advanced cellular or Wi-Fi bugs that burst transmit data. The TSCM, that's Technical Surveillance Countermeasures. What's your shield? We bring in specialized teams with pro gear for a full bug sweep. RF spectrum analyzers. Scan the entire radio frequency range for unauthorized signals. Nonlinear junction detectors. Find electronics that aren't supposed to be there, even if they're turned off. Thermal imaging. Spot heat signatures from hidden devices. And yes, a very important physical inspection. I don't care how good your electronics are. Still do the old-time way of inspecting every outlet, fixture, ceiling tire, and wire. Check them out. And then telephone and network analysis. Hunt for traps and anomalies on those networks. A proper TSCM sweep is thorough, quiet, and reveals weaknesses most people never think of. Rogue Wi-Fi, Bluetooth leaks, you name it. When do you want to call someone in to help you? If you're an executive handling sensitive deals, dealing with a major divorce or high-profile meeting of some sort, do it sooner than later. One compromise meeting, one committee room that's not covered, or vehicle that someone's put listening devices in can cost millions or worse. After thousands of cases, the lesson is crystal clear. An ounce of prevention is worth tons of devastating cleanup. Before we wrap up the technical side, let me give you a few real-world stories that drive these points home. Because, folks, this isn't theory. These are lessons carved out of danger situations. Back in the early 2000s, I was working in an executive protection deal for a high net worth client in the Middle East. We suspected video surveillance. My team ran the 3 right turn test, sure enough. The same 2 vehicles rotated in behind us. We didn't panic. Instead, we led them into a controlled area, created separation, and had local assets confirm the tale. Turned out, It was a competitor trying to get compromising information. That one maneuver probably saved the entire deal and maybe lives. Another time, right here in LA, a corporate client called me in absolute panic. She kept seeing the same woman in different outfits, once in business attire outside her office, then in workout clothes near her gym, and again in tourist gear at a restaurant. Classic foot surveillance with wardrobe changes. Using the sudden stop technique that we taught her at a store window, she caught the woman freezing in the reflection. From that, we confirmed a 3-person team. The client was being targeted for corporate espionage. We ended it the same day with a professional TSCM suite that found a GPS tracker on her vehicle and a listening device in her conference room. These stories illustrate a critical point. Most people wait too long. They miss the gut feeling as paranoia. Don't do that. Your subconscious is picking up on patterns your conscious mind hasn't processed yet. Trust it. Now, some advanced counter surveillance moves. Now, let's go beyond the basics. Once you suspect you're being followed, here are pro level moves that turn the tables. For vehicles, we call it the circle of trust. Drive a big loop around a safe, populated area like a shopping mall or hotel driveway with good visibility. If the same car appears multiple times on that loop, you have confirmation. And then there's the highway exit trap. Take an exit at the last possible second. A tail has to commit hard or risk losing you. Watch for sudden lane changes behind you. The safe house stop. Have a pre-planned friendly location, trusted business, police station, or friend's office, where you can pull in and observe from inside. For foot surveillance, the store shuffle. Enter a large department store or mall. Move quickly between floors or departments. Use escalators and elevators as choke points. Watch who follows your erratic pattern. And then there's the public transport handoff. Hop on a bus or train, ride one stop, get off, and immediately cross the street or reverse direction. Professional teams hate losing visuals in transit. The mirror discipline. Never stare directly at potential followers. Use peripheral vision, reflections in sunglasses, car windows, or your phone camera help naturally. Direct eye contact makes them switch out faster. Digital and hybrid threats. Modern surveillance rarely stays in just one lane. Your phone can betray you even if there are no physical bugs. Turn off the location services when not needed. Use airplane mode or a secure bag in sensitive meetings. Check for unknown apps or excessive battery drain. Those are signs of stalkerware. Be extremely careful with public Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I've seen executives compromised because their smartwatch or wireless earbuds were leaking data. Never underestimate the tech side. What to do when you confirm surveillance? Stay calm, act normal. Panic behavior tells them you know. Document everything: times, locations, vehicle descriptions, license plates, descriptions of people, video if it's safe. Create distance and get to a safe location. Call professionals immediately. Do not try to confront them yourself. That's how situations escalate fast. Change routines for the next several days. Vary your routes, times, and habits. Training your awareness. This skill is like muscle memory. Practice it daily, even when you don't suspect anything. Start with simple drills. While walking, note every person around you for 30 seconds. Then recall them later. While driving, keep a mental map of vehicles behind you. Teach your family these same techniques, especially teenagers and spouses. At West Coast Detectives, we don't just conduct sweeps. We train executives and families how to develop the sixth sense. Prevention truly is less costly than enforcement. In my 50 plus years, the people who survived dangerous situations weren't the strongest or the fastest. They were the most aware. They listened to that quiet voice saying, something's off. So train that voice, sharpen it, because in today's world, with rising threats, both foreign and domestic, that awareness might be your best insurance policy. Before we close, whether you're a business executive, a concerned parent, or someone who just has that uneasy feeling, you don't have to face this alone. Our team at West Coast Detectives International is ready with the experience, the tools, and the global network to protect what matters most to you. Trust your gut, act on it, reach out early. West Coast Detectives International, we don't just react, we prevent. Vehicle, foot technical. Full spectrum protection backed by over a century of expertise. From South LA roots to global ops, we've got your back. Trust that gut feeling. Reach out before the threat closes in. Now it's your turn. Drop your stories in the comments right now or email me at healittlepi777 at gmail.com. Have you ever spotted a foot tail on you? Have you ever used the 3 right turns successfully? Have you ever had a bug sweep that saved a day? Or some other situation or thought about this whole area of surveillance detection? Send it to me. I'd love to hear it. I'll get back to you. Let's arm everyone with real knowledge. I love getting your experiences so we can share what we have learned with others. Stay vigilant, stay ahead. Prevention is always less costly than enforcement. This is Phil Little, West Coast Detectives International. Subscribe, hit notifications, and gear up for the next episode. If you have an issue in your life or family, I wonder, could a PI help me? Send me a summary to plittlepi777 at gmail.com, and I will review and get back to you. Until next time, be safe. May God bless you, your family, and may God bless America.